blessed and grateful day. And today, I know we've got a lot that are flying over. If you guys check Facebook, you'll see it on the PPLA. Associate Success, there is literally hundreds, thousands of individuals that are driving, that are flying over to New Orleans today and tomorrow. So it's going to be an incredible, packed out weekend. We're actually heading out tomorrow around 3 p.m. So get ready. A lot is happening. Ready to see all of you over there. And today's topic is going to be a good one. We're going to be diving into 4 emotions that can change anybody's life right here, right now. So let's go ahead and dive in. What is everybody grateful for coming into today? Another day to grow, another day to go ahead and get better than yesterday. Grateful for God, grateful for each of you, grateful for all of the mentorship and all of the abundance that's going to be going down this weekend. I'm fired. And it's just about that time to go ahead and get packed up and take off. So let's get into it. 4 emotions that, without a doubt, can change anybody's life. And I'm going to whip out the whiteboard today. I've actually got the whiteboard over on the side. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. For the 4 emotions, so with no further ado, let's go ahead and dive into number, you ready? Okay, here's the first one. Disgust. Okay, when it comes to leveling up in 2026, there is, without a shadow of a doubt, one emotion that can change the game for any of us, and that is going to be disgust. Now, you guys always hear about the famous story with the kid walking through the park and he goes to pet the dog and the dog doesn't move and he asks, why isn't the dog moving? It's because he's sitting on a nail. And the old man says, he's not moving because it doesn't bother him enough. When it finally bothers him enough, then he'll be able to actually get up off the nail and be able to go do something different. But for many of us, it's so easy to get caught living comfortably. Some of us, we might be at a job where we're working 40 hours. Maybe we have 2 jobs. And maybe at this point, we're making enough money to where, we're not struggling. There could still be a roof over our head. There could still be food, but we're not making enough to be able to actually go ahead and move the needle forward. It's like we're making, just enough at our jobs to where we don't leave, but we're making not enough to really be able to get to that next step. That's kind of the point that a lot of us end up getting to. So disgust, when the pain of change finally outweighs the pain of staying the same, that's when most people change. And that's what happened to me. Living out of my car, 30K in debt, I was so freaking disgusted of being where I was at. I was like, you know what? I'm willing to do whatever it takes. If I have to sell my TV, if I have to sell my Xbox to go ahead and invest that $200 to get to another level, I'm ready to do what it takes. I was like, you know what? If we have to drive across country to go to events and I can't even afford the plane ticket, I'm going to get in that car. And we drove across country. I was like, you know what? If I have to literally sit in a hotel with 6 people and sleep on the floor and make it happen, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. So over the years, I was so disgusted with where I was at, I was willing to make sacrifices. Okay, I stopped going out wasting Wednesday, Thursday, I stopped giving my time to people who were not giving me any energy back. A lot of people say, well, you're useless. Here's what I learned along the journey. You see, the goal of a relationship is to be able to give value from both sides. If it's only a one-way street, it's useless. So I had to start really evaluating my relationship and asking, is there a value exchange here? Because if there's not, we can still be friends, but I can't spend my time with you if there's no value that's really being had over long periods of time. Okay? That's number 1, is disgust. The second emotion to change the game for anybody is going to be decision, right? The second emotion, be able to go ahead and make a decision. Again, when sick and tired gets sick and tired enough, we're ready to go ahead and make a decision. And the breakdown of the word decision, think about it. If incision, right, we're getting surgery, incision, we got to cut into something. Decision means we have to go ahead and cut something off. So the question for today, for the month of April, is what do we need to cut off in order to be able to go ahead and reach higher heights? It could be cutting out negative influences, negative friends, could be cutting off doom scrolling on social media at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. For everybody, it's going to be different. But whatever that is, I highly suggest start making that list. And even for me, it allowed me to get a lot more clarity on what I should be doing and what I should not be doing and how often I'm doing those negative things so we can go ahead and document the journey. Here's number 3. Stick with me. I'm almost done. Y'all ready? Number 3 is going to be desire. The 4th emotion, okay, that can change anybody is desire. Now, there's 2 pieces to desire. We have the inside and we have triggered. Now, let me explain that. Desire can come from 2 places. Desire can come from the inside, okay, nothing externally, it comes from the inside. Or 2, it gets triggered by something in an external environment. Maybe something happened with your family. Maybe you went through a breakup. Maybe something happened in your work environment. They got you fired up. You know what's funny? Well, it's not really funny, but it's kind of just the truth. If you ever notice when people get in a breakup, you ever seen like the meme where people get in a breakup and 90 days goes by and they're absolutely shredded? Well, that's because right here, number 3, desire. Something externally triggered them. Say, you know what? I'm tired of just sitting down, watching Netflix every night, eating ice cream, not taking care of my diet. I'm ready to go ahead and get focused. And that's why people end up getting a ridiculous body a lot of the times after they go through, breakup related things like that. Or it could be anything in life. But that's just one perfect example on how the outside environment can trigger us to go ahead and take massive action. That's number 3. Here's number 4. The last emotion coming in for today that can change the game is right here. Dun, 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 dun. It is resolve, okay? We've got 4 emotions: disgust, decision, desire, and last but not least is going to be resolve. Now, what does resolve mean? You guys have ever seen the classic Eric Thomas? He's got a famous YouTube video, and it's called I Can, I Will, and I Must. So if you've never had a chance to go and see that video, go on YouTube, play that for today. It's going to give you a little bit of fire. But that's what he talks about. It didn't matter, if his family had cancer, if his wife had cancer. He said, you know what? I don't care what happens. I'm going to do whatever it takes to go ahead and get her back to her peak state, to get her back to feeling like herself. So if you've ever been in that type of situation where you really need to help your family, you really need to be able to go ahead and make something happen, this is number 4. I can, I will, I must. When my sister got cancer, I remember I was so broke, I couldn't even afford to get over to her funeral. I said, this is never going to happen to me again. I'm going to get to a point where if I need to be able to be there and I need to be able to help, I'm going to be able to make it happen. So it was these things that happened over a course of period of time that allowed me to transmute and use these emotions for the better. So as we end it off and cap it on for today, here's the 4 emotions. Let's touch on them one more time. We've got disgust, right? When we get sick and tired of being sick and tired, when we finally go out and make a decision to cut off whatever needs to be cut off. And number 3 is desire. 2 sides, either comes from the inside or it gets triggered externally. And last but not least, number 4 is resolve. So if you guys are ready to go ahead and dominate the month of April, let's drop an I will down below. And if nobody told you yet lately, fam, I'm here for you. I appreciate you. I'm excited to see the growth that is yet to come. And as always, remember, we can be, do, and have anything. We can hold it on mind. We can hold it right here in our hand. New Orleans, I will see y'all out there in the next 48 hours over the weekend. Stay tuned. It's going to be an absolute blast. It's game time, fam. Let's go.